In yesterday's video, I shared with you the 12 stocks that achieved in excess of a 1,000% return between 2010 and 2020. They actually ranged from 1,386% to 12,690%. What I want to do today is start a task between you and I to identify the stocks that are going to do the same thing between 2023 and 2033. It's a task that I think if we put our heads together, we can do it. So I'm going to show you the stocks that I think are going to achieve in excess of 1,000% return. And then I'm going to ask you for your help in adding to it, subtracting from it. But I think if we work together, we can identify them and make a bunch of money.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeier.
As I said, I've identified 12 stocks that gave us or someone a return in greater than 1,000% between 2010 and 2020. And what I want to do is learn from those stocks, learn why they achieved what they did in the time they achieved, and then take that knowledge and apply it to the coming 10 years. So let's look at those stocks that did achieve in excess of 1,000%. And you'll notice right at the top is Tesla, and it got a 12,690% return in the electric vehicle business. Then you drop down to the second, and that's LendingTree, and it's 4,143. Dexcom, which is a colonoscopy testing equipment, 3,378. And then Domino's, a fast food restaurant. So you can see which ones they are: Netflix, Amazon. Next are Medical Group, Neocron Bioscience, Chastine Energy. That's a Chinese gasoline oil company. Market Access Holdings. That's a bond trading stock. Exact Science, again, a healthcare. I think that may be the colonoscopy one, and the other one is on glucose. And then you have Apple. So the average for these turns out to be 3,532% return. Okay. What I want to do then is take that knowledge base, learn as much as I can about these stocks that achieved this 1,000 or more, and then take that knowledge and based upon what I know stimulated their growth, what's going to happen in the next 10 years that will create the stocks that will exceed over 1,000%, and how can I identify them? Well, the first thing I know I can do, or I hope I can do, is if I can get your help. And that is to say, I put my knowledge forward and you put your knowledge forward, we can probably come up with an identification of them. Now, do I believe this is the only 12 stocks that achieved over 1,000% return in that time frame? No, I'm sure there are some penny stocks that exceeded that, but they're not on my radar, and I don't know if that's the direction I want to go. I want to look at events, such as to say, what's going to happen in the next 10 years. I believe the biggest influence is going to be artificial intelligence, machine learning, general machine learning, quantum computing, and then the event is twofold, really. I think one is going to be the need or the awareness that we can change our healthcare system to a health cure system through genome sequencing, genome editing, and genome therapy. I think we've recognized we have to change our our supply chain. That's going to give some potential in 3D printing and robotics. Cybersecurity is currently one of them. And then we have the conflicts, potential conflict with Russia and China, and that's going to affect it. But what I need is a mind bank, a think tank. And I'm reaching out to you and asking you to be the think tank. And that is to say, I'll give you this information. What I'm going to do then is go to Seeking Alpha, and I'm going to give you a description along with this list here of the 11 companies that I think are going to achieve 1,000 return or greater. Apple, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Editas, Caribou, Beam, Intella, CRISPR, and Illumina. Now, what I want from you is to say, yes, I think those are it, Kerry, and this is why I agree with you, or no, I don't think that's right, and I think you're overlooking something. So how do I do that? Do I do it in the comments on the? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you the information I've put together. I'm going to give you last 10 years winners and my picks for the coming 10 years with the descriptions of what they are and with my explanation of why I think this is a winner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into a PDF. I'm going to put a link to the PDF. Well, actually, it's going to be to Constant Contact. You're going to give me your email address and your name, and I'm going to send it to you. I'm then going to create a list for just this. And so when I update it from information I'm going to get from you and hopefully 10,000 other people, I can send it to you because I have your email list. Now, what does that look like? I'm going to set up a separate email account that is dedicate just to this project, just to this 1,000% return on investment opportunity. So it's going to be a separate account, and the first thing I want you to do is to send me within the subject line additional 10Xers from 2010 to 2030. So to see if I've missed anything, and then a separate email for future 10Xers in the subject line, so I don't get flooded with emails that I have to sort out. I'll see in the title what they are. I'll dedicate my time to it. And then I'll take your opinions and I'll add it to my PDF. And in other words, I want to build a PDF of this is my anticipation of the 10Xers, and this is what the tribe, the community believes are the future 10Xers. Now what I want you to do is then I want you to get your phone and get an app so that once we get these stocks identified, we can start tracking them. And the best way to do that is put it on your phone. Get an app. I happen to use Moomoo, who's giving away 13 free stocks through the end of this month if you sign up and fund an account. And so every day I will put these 11 stocks, Apple, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Editas, Caribou, Beam, Illumina, CRISPR, and Intella, and any then that you convince me needs to be on that list, and we can track them on our Moomoo app on a daily basis. That's one of the things I've discovered. I don't like being tied down to my computer all day while the market is open. So if I have an app on my phone, that alleviates that. So I can go out to lunch with my wife. I can meet with my friends for coffee. I can take a trip to the beach or to Atlanta or Orlando, where I'm going in 2 weeks. So, and then I can constantly have it in my hand. So that's Moomoo. There's a link in the description, and we'll come together. And I think if we work together on this and we use the same tools, such as Seeking Alpha, Moomoo, things like that, we're going to be a better team. I like to say I want to turn this into a team sport. So if you'll do those two things, go to the description and get the PDF. Get my email address off of the PDF and give me your input as I described it, and I'll detail that in the PDF. And then get your Moomoo app so that we can work together as a team. And I think in essence what it's going to be is, as a consensus, we're going to say, no, NVIDIA is not going to work. There's a lot of people that believe NVIDIA has overextended itself. If we convince ourselves as a group that that's true, then we'll take it off and hopefully replace it with something else. Or we'll build this list up to 22, and then as we move through the next 10 years, we'll eliminate or add to get down to those that we believe collectively are going to achieve our goal of a 1,000% return on our investment. Well, what does that mean? If I'm right, and I took the average of these 12 from 2020 or 2010 to 2020, and the average return was 3,532%. So if I can identify 11 stocks, put $10,000 in, get a 3,532% return, my $10,000 turns into $353,200. If it's 20, double it. If it's 10, if you put 100,000 in, you can do the math. But I think we increase our potential of achieving our goal if we work together. So that's my challenge for the day, for the week, for the month, for the next 10 years. And I invite you to join it, and we'll see where it goes. I don't know what the next step will be until I take the first step. Talk to you again tomorrow.